Week 13 has wrapped up, folks. You know what that means. It's time to go around the league for scores, standings, Player of the Week awards, and so much more here in the Week 13 Weekly Recap Show. Let's start with scores first. Green Bay's win streak moves to 6 in a row as they beat the Vikings 31-13 in front of the Packer faithful. The Pack attack exploded for 28 points in the second quarter, and they never looked back from then on. Aaron Rodgers tosses 4 touchdowns, and 3 of them go to tight end Jace Sternberger. The Giants continue to win, making it 3 in a row, beating the Rams 38-21. Daniel Jones has a big day throwing for 373 yards and 3 touchdowns. The rookie wide receiver from Arizona, Aaron Robinson, has a huge day, breaking out for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Cowboys make it 5 in a row, coming out with a 38-21 win against last year's Super Bowl champions Chicago Bears. Dak Prescott throws 3 touchdowns while Ezekiel Elliott runs for 141 yards on the ground. The Seahawks and Bills play to a 28-28 tie in Buffalo, giving us now 2 total ties on the year. Russell Wilson airmails 4 touchdowns, 2 to tight end Will Dissly, while the Bills offense gets 4 total touchdowns, 2 passing from Josh Allen and 2 rushing from Derrick Henry. The Panthers go on the road to Detroit and win in the Motor City 31-27. Cam Newton finishes with 345 passing yards and 3 touchdowns despite 2 interceptions to help his team get the victory. The Colts sweep the season series with the Jaguars winning at home 35-21. The offense of Indianapolis was on fire as Jacoby Brissett slings 3 touchdown passes, 2 to Nyheim Hines and 1 to T.Y. Hilton. Marlon Mack gets 2 rushing touchdowns to help in the win. Pittsburgh cannot be stopped, winners of 10 in a row now, as they beat the Bengals at home 26-10 and continue their dominance of the AFC North, still undefeated in division play. It's the running game getting the big scores in this one, as both Jalen Samuels and James Conner have a rushing touchdown each in the victory. Washington goes on the road and shocks the Eagles, winning by a field goal 17-14. The veteran kicker Matt Bryan delivers the final blow, kicking a 45-yard field goal to win as time expires. San Francisco goes into Arizona and beats the Cardinals by 6, 27-21 in the Big Toaster. Jimmy Garoppolo throws 2 touchdowns as Deebo Samuel has the huge day catching the football. He finishes with 9 catches, 117 yards, and a touchdown. Tampa Bay travels to Los Angeles and beats the Chargers 28-23. Jameis Winston and Mike Evans combine to have a phenomenal game. Winston finishes with 304 yards and 2 touchdowns, both going to Evans as he wraps up the day with 120 yards receiving. The Chiefs win a high-scoring affair in overtime against the Raiders, 37-31 in Oakland. Both teams came alive in the fourth, with Kansas City scoring 21 points to force the extra period. Patrick Mahomes balls out, throwing for 416 yards and 3 touchdowns. Running back Damian Williams rushes for 2 scores and 73 yards as well. New England protects home field, winning their 3rd in a row, beating the Jets, who've now lost 3 in a row, 24-17. Tom Brady throws a touchdown pass to Josh Gordon, and the running attack of Jordan Howard and Damian Harris each score on the ground. Denver goes into Miami and comes away with a narrow 31-28 win over the Dolphins. Nathan Russell gets intercepted 4 times while throwing 2 touchdown passes and getting help from Emmanuel Sanders, who ends the day with 122 yards and a receiving touchdown. We saw the Browns come into Baltimore and split the season series with the Ravens, winning 30-28 on Sunday night. Nick Chubb has the big night in the running game with 162 yards and 2 touchdowns. The 2 teams are now tied for second place in the AFC North, with the Browns now having a 3-2 record in the division, while the Ravens are 2-4. On Monday night, the Texans beat the team that used to call Houston home in the Oilers turned Titans by 3, 24-21. Both quarterbacks for the Texans throw touchdown passes as Deshaun Watson also adds a rushing touchdown to his stat line in the win. Atlanta goes into New Orleans on Thursday night and comes up with the big 42-17 win against the Saints. The Falcon defense picks off CJ Armstrong 3 times while Matt Ryan throws 4 touchdown passes, and Devontae Freeman gets 2 rushing touchdowns. Now let's take a look at standings, starting first with the AFC North. The Steelers, winners of 10 in a row now, in first place, 10-2. Browns and Ravens both tied second place at 8-4. Bengals in last place, 3-9. In the AFC South, the Texans, winners of 2 in a row, now take first place, 7-5 in the division. Titans 6-6, Colts 4-8, and Jaguars are also 4-8. In the AFC East, it's the Patriots now, finally getting into first place, winners of 3 in a row. 7-5 record for them on the year. Jets in second, 6-6. Bills in third, 4-7-1. Dolphins in last place, struggling mightily this year, 1-11. In the AFC West now, it's the Chargers in first place, 9-3. Chiefs and Broncos tied for second, 5-7, while the Raiders are in last place, 4-8. Over to the NFC now, starting with the North. The Packers are in first place, winners of 6 in a row at 9-3 now. Bears in second place, 8-4. Lions in third, 6-6. Vikings in last place, 2-10. In the NFC South, a two-way tie for first place still between the Falcons and Panthers, both 8-4, winners of 2 in a row. Saints are in third place at 4-8, losers of 3, and the Bucks are in last place at 3-9. In the NFC East, how about them Cowboys? Still in first place at 10-1-1. Eagles slipping a bit, losers of 3 in a row, 6-5-1. Giants in third place, fighting for a second place spot now here late in the season. Winners of 3 in a row, they are 4-8. Meanwhile, the Washington football team is in last place, 3-9. And finally, in the NFC West, the Cardinals still in first place at 10-2. 49ers are behind them in second, winners of 4 in a row, 9-3. Seahawks in third place, 7-4-1, and the Rams bringing up the rear, 2-10. On to our Player of the Week awards this week for Week 13. Let's see who won the awards. In the AFC, it's Nick Chubb, the Browns running back, getting the award this week. On the offensive side, we saw the big night he had, 162 yards and 2 touchdowns gave him the award. Meanwhile, on defense, it's Rashad Jones, strong safety of the Dolphins, 5 tackles and 2 interceptions get him the award this week. Over to the NFC, it's Russell Wilson, the Seahawks quarterback, 256 yards and 4 touchdowns paved the way for him to the award this week. And on the defensive side of the NFC, it's Reuben Foster, middle linebacker from Washington, 7 tackles, 1 interception, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. He was a turnover forcing machine in this one, and that's good enough to get him the award this week. Congratulations to all the players getting the award this week in Week 13. Now let's preview the next matchup for our Ravens. They will welcome the 10-1-1 Cowboys to town this week. The Cowboys enter winners of their last game against the Bears, 38-21. Meanwhile, our Ravens are coming off a loss against Cleveland, 30-28. Ravens are 8-4, 2-4 in the division. The Cowboys are the number 1 team in the NFL right now in terms of overall standings, and number 1 in the NFC. This is going to be a tough challenge, probably the toughest one for our Ravens this year. The Ravens will also be missing 2 key players in this game for considerable amounts of time after they went down in the game against the Browns last week. They will miss Justice Hill, who's out with a shoulder tear, missing the next 4 weeks. He will be back in time for the playoffs if the Ravens get there. They are also missing their number 1 receiver, Marquise Hollywood Brown. He has a broken collarbone and unfortunately will miss the next 7 weeks. So most likely his season is over. No word yet on if he'll be put on injured reserve or not. Players to watch for the Cowboys, of course, you have to talk about the man, the myth, the legend himself, Ezekiel Elliott. He's a league leader in rushing yards with 1,413. He is a monster, the best running back in the league. It's going to be tough to stop him. Baltimore has had a hard time stopping the run all year, and this week it doesn't get any easier. They had Nick Chubb last week. This week they get Zeke. Oh boy. Oh boy. You also got to talk about Dak Prescott as well. He is very good at taking care of the ball this year. Only 3 interceptions to 22 touchdowns. You're going to have to slow him down and make him beat you rather than Zeke. It's take your pick. Pick your poison, really. Who do you want beating you, Zeke or Dak? We'll see how Baltimore have to play this one this coming Sunday. And finally, of course, you got to look at Jalen Smith, the middle linebacker for the Cowboys defense. He's a team leader in tackles with 79 and the team leader in interceptions with 3. For a middle linebacker to have 3 interceptions, that's impressive. And lead the team in that category too. Usually we're talking about corners or safeties getting those interception numbers, but no. Linebacker here. And Jalen Smith is a good one. Look to see what kind of impact he'll have on the game as well. Let's bring it on home. Let's go to our questions of the week heading into week 14. Question number 1. Can the Ravens defense slow down Ezekiel Elliott and the Cowboys? I spoke about it earlier in our team preview section, but again, Zeke is the number 1 back in the league. In order to slow down the Cowboys, you're going to have to probably slow him down. If they can do that, they have a chance to win the game. If not, it might be a long day for the Raven defense. The Steelers go to Washington this week. Is this a possible trap game for them? Steelers are hot. Like I said, 10 in a row. Now, they have not lost since they beat our Ravens way back earlier in the season. And Washington's coming off a big win against the Eagles. That could galvanize this team and help them to motivate themselves, give them a little push they need to knock down one of the big boys on the top of the ladder here in the NFL. We'll see. We shall see. And final question. Rookie of the Year contenders meet as Maddox's Jaguars face Russell's Broncos, which will improve their award chances and lead their team to victory. This is going to be a fun game between 2 quarterbacks who are looking to improve their standings in the Rookie of the Year voting and impress the voters as the season gets closer and closer to wrapping up. What are your thoughts on all these questions? Do let me know in the comments down below. And that is going to do it for me and the weekly recap video this week. Thank you all so much for listening and watching. I appreciate you all very, very much. It means the world to me. Before you go though, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you have not already, hit the bell as well. Make sure you get notified when videos go live for you, and of course, share videos wherever you share cool stuff. All of it helps me to continue to grow and get better as a YouTuber in the early stages of my journey. But that's going to do it for me this week, you guys. Thank you all so much. I will see you in the next game video. But until then, you know what to do. Keep on shining and keep on grinding. I will see you all in the next one.